I was looking at this. Demonstrators gather in Austin to protest war on women. I want to know what war on women, okay? The war has actually been on men, not women. That's no lie. If you want the factual truth, the war is against women, my ass. It's been against men. Women already have far more rights than men do, and just keep wanting more and more and more. But isn't that how the virus detects the human brain works? Power and greed don't have no end? Yeah, that's how that works. See, these women think that they're being discriminated against, okay? No lie. They actually think there's a war on women and they're being discriminated against. But that's because they don't open their eyes and look at the other gender to see what's really going on. Let's watch this, okay?
Hundreds of women are at the Capitol in Austin right now fighting what they call a war on women. We were there this morning when nearly 150 women and men from Houston packed up to join the fight. KHOU 11 News reporter Andrew Horansky joins us now to explain. Andrew.
Well, they left from Houston today for Austin and for a rally. Today in capitals around the country, thousands of people fought back in what they're calling a war on women. Republicans are calling it political rhetoric.
And now we're going to have a fight over women's health. Give me a break.
Women will remember in November.
Others say it is very real.
I feel strongly that there are powerful people who aren't respecting women's rights.
Ask just about anyone in this group. And
powerful people not respecting women's rights. What about men's rights? Oh, that's right. I forgot. Men don't have any rights. Only women do. I forgot. Ask Joe Biden. I mean, come on. Joe Biden's the Violence Against Women's Act. Okay? So, the woman can hit a man. The woman can abuse a man. And there's no shelter for a man, is there? No. That's because men can't be abused by women. Even when they cut their penis off, that's not abuse, right? Even when they punch them in the mouth, that's not abuse, is it? No.
And they will tell you that there is a war on women. Jean Jagda said her...
war on women, there is? Wow. What planet they live on? Because it's obviously not planet Earth in the United States now, is it?
Said her battle is with the state's new sonogram law, requiring women to have a sonogram before an abortion. And that was the...
Hold on, a sonogram before an abortion. Hey, I got a hint for you. Have you ever heard of the pill? Have you ever heard of condoms and protection? Yeah. Have you ever heard of that? And I'll tell you something. The only time I agree with abortion is if you can medically prove that if the woman was to carry on with the pregnancy, it could cost her life. Then I agree with an abortion. Or if it was real rape. Now, I don't mean you just cried rape and pretended it was rape because you're lying. I mean actual physical real rape. Them are the only times I agree with abortion. Outside of that is eugenics. And if you can't keep your legs closed or take protection to keep yourself from getting pregnant, then that's not our problem.
It was the moment when I said for my daughter, my granddaughter, my nieces, I have to get involved in this.
On Saturday, that involvement looked like this.
Austin, we fight! We fight!
130 activists organized by Unite Women boarded buses in Houston. They painted posters and put on plastic pearls and headed for Austin.
It's activism. It's democracy. It's progress.
We are going to let our lawmakers and our leaders know that you can't mess with Texas women.
Their rally was just one of many that took place in capitals around the country. In many cities, activists voiced outrage over federal funding cuts for Planned Parenthood. In Texas alone, state cuts have already caused a number of clinics to close.
We're trying to resolve the recession with women. We're trying to cut women's health, cut women's education.
Oh, well, hold on. What about men's health? What about men's education? Oh, that's right. Dang it, I forgot again. Men don't have health because they're just aliens, monsters, creatures. They don't have health issues. They never have. Think about it. When a guy gets breast cancer, which men can, He don't qualify for any of the shit. He don't get no medical help from the government. But you women do, don't you? That's right. If you get breast cancer, you get help. But if he gets breast cancer, fuck him. He's just a guy.
Something Republicans deny.
It's an election year. But my God, do we have to fight about everything?
It is a
Well, yeah, that's what we live in. We live in a drama society where nobody knows how to get along because they all failed at growing up. And they all want to fight over everything.
It is a debate likely to last until November.
And many of the people we spoke with today say that the attention they receive from lawmakers over this issue will shape how they vote later this year. Okay, thank you so much.
It'll shape how they vote later this year, huh? So it will shape how they vote later this year. That's a joke. Considering your votes don't count. Why do you think they went to electronic computerized voting machines? Because they can walk in with software and change the votes to whatever they want it to be. So it's going to shape how your vote counts, huh? Well, your vote don't count anyhow. But when it comes right down to reality, here you are crying out about women's health and about your right to kill an innocent baby because you was irresponsible, yeah, because you was irresponsible and couldn't take protection. That's right, you couldn't keep your legs closed. You couldn't take protection. No, you couldn't use any protection. You just want to get fucking not use any protection, get pregnant, and go kill the kid. That's what you want to do. You want to practice murdering children. That's right. I guess you just love murder, huh? Well, Adolf Hitler loved it too, okay? And that's exactly what you women are doing. I guess you women worship Adolf Hitler, don't you? Because you sure worship eugenics.
I received this health advice letter from Cancer Research. It's addressed to the women of the house. Perhaps everything one needs to know about men's status in society is embodied in this letter. The very logo with its pink dot sets out its position. Any man donating money to Cancer Research is like a Jew donating to the Nazi Party. I've kept this letter unopened, waiting for the day that I receive a similar letter addressed to the man of the house. So far it's been 7 years.
I have cancer.
I've got breast cancer.
My wife died of cancer.
I survived breast cancer.
Please give £2 a month to Cancer Research UK, so even more women can survive breast cancer.
One figure that in a recent year that came up was that on the promotion of prostate cancer, that £47,000 was spent. Whereas if we look at the comparable figure for the try and prevent breast cancer, it was 4.4 million, which is quite a big difference.
100 times as much, and now the difference in spending is increasing. Cancer Research alone spent £45 million on breast cancer in 2008.
Does it draw conclusions about the balance of healthcare in Britain?
Yeah, one of the things it shows is that there is a difference. In other words, women's health is more of a priority. I mean, I think that the feminist movement improved women's health and they didn't improve men's health. And this is in part due to the fact that men's health issues, so for example, prostate cancer, have not been given the same sort of immediacy, the same sorts of priority as women's illnesses, such as breast cancer. The amount of preventative care on breast cancer is far more than the amount of preventative care on prostate cancer, for example. You take now birth control clinics, they're not at all. They're very gender specific. They're geared towards women, and they give free health care to women. Female methods of birth control, the pill, the diaphragm, they're provided free. Male methods of birth control, the condom, are not provided free. So men have to go, can't go to their doctors and get them for free. They go to the FPA and get them from free, but still the family planning associations are not that, I don't think they cater very much for men. And if men go in there, there'll probably be one man amongst about 20 or 30 women.
It got into health. You know, you had women clinics. Now, in a society where you're talking about equality of opportunity and everything's all got to be in a par, what the hell are we playing at with women clinics? Why don't we have clinics for all people?
A man with breast cancer is denied Medicaid coverage because, well, he's a man. That's the headline out of South Carolina. It's causing quite the furor. Raymond Johnson is one of about 2,000 men this year who will detect a lump and discover it's breast cancer. The Consumerist notes, while breast cancer in males is not common, it's no yellow lobster. Even so, while the government has gone to great lengths to define early breast cancer detection for women on Medicaid, not so much for men. Charleston's Post and Courier reports. The federal department's guidelines for the breast and cervical treatment program say women must be diagnosed through early detection programs funded by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. In South Carolina, such screening is offered to uninsured women between the ages of 47 and 64. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services neither recommends nor covers routine breast cancer screening for men. The 26-year-old Johnson is employed, but he doesn't make enough annually to cover his own insurance. Charleston's WCIV-TV notes, without Medicaid coverage, the bills are mounting.
But time is running out. Raymond is on his second round of chemotherapy.
This is a blue chemo pad so that none of the chemotherapy drips on your clothes.
The treatment so toxic, the woman giving it has to wear special clothes.
Each treatment is probably roughly around 10 grand.
Expensive, but needed to save Raymond's life, and would be paid for if he wasn't a man.
The blog Sodahead notes, Washington is in no mood right now to be expanding Medicaid coverage for loopholes like these. Medical coverage is obviously a hot topic in politics right now because it takes up so much of the country's delicate budget, which makes it hard for the government to do anything about Johnson's case. Right now, politicians are trying to cut spending, not extend programs. Hypervocal says this is just more ineptitude in America's medical picture. Gotta love America, though, where dire health situations result in the choice of saving your life or going bankrupt. But that's okay. Free markets, socialism, European medicine, and death panels. Did we miss any of the arguments against altering the current system? Johnson is appealing his case now to the federal government. I'm Jim Flink for Newsy. Multiple sources, the real story.
The news report you saw there is very current. That's right, the protest, the women protesting about their health care and about Planned Parenthood and abortion. Okay? All very current. The virus that attacked the human brain. Okay? Claiming there's a war against them. It's awful funny how the gender that's catered to, the gender that has everything pretty much handed to them on a silver platter in society, is the one claiming there's a war against them. The one that's dunk-slammed, male-bashed on a regular basis, the men, male-bashing on a regular basis, the one that's discriminated against is the one that's what? The villain? What's wrong with this picture? It's right there in your face. They're all worried about women's health issues. What about men's? And when they cry about abortion, well, as I said, I don't agree with abortion unless it's justified. And because you're too fucking irresponsible to take protection, to keep yourself from getting pregnant in the first place, because you're irresponsible, okay? Because that's what it comes down to. See, you know, you women who want to spread your legs, put a dick in your hole, you don't want to take any protection to prevent the pregnancy, and you want to use an abortion clinic to murder children. Because that's what you're doing. You say, well, they're not born yet. Don't matter. Don't matter. It's a cop-out. Because you're being irresponsible. Maybe when you become responsible, things like this won't be said. But what can I say? Other than the facts are the facts. It's right in your face. Power and greed. They just don't get enough, do they?